Welcome to the Forward Moves podcast, a place where we talk about all things operations and marketing for your fitness business.
And where we bring on industry-leading guests to help you get the inside scoop.
I'm your host, Ash.
And I'm your co-host, Kira. And let's get into the episode of today.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a very special guest on the podcast. She is an online nutritionist and recipe extraordinaire, Emily Mazz. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. My first podcast.
Yes, I love that.
Stealing so many firsts.
Yeah. Why does that always sound so much saucier than it is?
Podcast virginity.
Or we're taking your podcast virginity.
Yeah.
So
Either way, happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
A little bit nervous.
A little bit. Yeah. I'm all right.
They need to be.
Yeah.
It's just a on the record yap.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I should know.
Yeah. So let's talk about the journey of us knowing each other, because we've been here for the entire explosion of Mazzfit, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
So you reached out to us in December 2023. We started working together in January 2024.
Yeah.
And you've amassed over 42,000 followers in that time.
Ooh, we including like every social media because I've got like across Instagram, TikTok, some on Facebook. But yeah, it's definitely
Like
grown a lot.
exploded.
Yeah.
Hey. And when we first started working together, you were only just moving into the online space and now you're off the floor.
Yeah, which is an exciting time, and I'm really excited to deep dive into that journey because it has been an interesting one. Yeah.
We'll jump into it in depth, but that spiral of the last 6 months, like it's just working with you personally, like it's really hard to grasp when that stuff kind of happens and you're just like, whoa, what is happening? Like, how can you kind of explain it? And like, how have you kept your feet on the ground?
It's crazy. It's one of those things that's like you never anticipate to start with. And when it happens, you just keep evolving with it. There was no point where it's like, I feel like it was never a stop and absorbing it. It was just like keep going with it. Like people were, reaching out, following along. And it's really exciting. I think it can be a scary thing when you have so many people watching you, but I never really thought of it like that. Like it was just keep putting out content that I love. And I like to look at it just more educating more people and sharing what I'm about. And it has been, a really positive impact on my business and just helping more people at the end of the day.
Yeah. If you guys have seen the Rocky Road weetbix, you're looking at the makeup.
That's definitely what blew it all up. And that will still like forever be, I feel like, something that I'm known for.
It was a big creator. I think it might have been Lauren Simpson.
She's done it.
You messaged me, you're like, Ash, look, it's making the weetbix.
I know, they were like, even like internationally. I know it's reached people internationally when people comment like, what can I use for like instead of weetbix in the UK? Or no, they have weetbix, or like even America, like what's a substitute for this? Or like to see it actually go global was pretty cool, pretty crazy.
It was absolutely like one video basically started it all. Hey, yeah, it's so wild. But we're so far in the journey already, so let's go back to the very start. So you're an in-person PT.
Yeah, should we go like right back to even before PT? Like I guess I go right back. So my journey is in high school. I feel like I had hang on, let me start again. So I first got into fitness when I was quite young. You could call me a victim of like BBG, just falling down that spiral a little bit. And I definitely was obsessed with health and fitness. Like it wasn't just part of my life. It was my entire life. And even I was very studious in high school, but the gym was always just like where my focus was. Nutrition, and something that I've never mentioned to anyone actually. When I was like 16, 17, I had a recipe page on Instagram. So this isn't new. Yeah, this isn't new.
Wow, that's a full
This is
circle.
like going back to your roots.
Yeah. So it's like I never had, like from high school, I did go more straight into the health and fitness space. So it always has been like a part of it. But yeah, that page, I still have like 400 posts on there. Like it was like a big thing that I did. And I was obsessed with like the clean eating side of things. I know the industries are like really evolved back then, but I was just like obsessed with the health side, a lot of like the paleo things that you would see. Everything was homemade, like homemade pesto, almond butter, like everything from scratch. And I really did just love the food side with, I guess you could say it was a bit obsessive and extreme, where it was just like very health conscious. I was doing, overtraining in the gym. Like I did fall down that rabbit hole where it became very much my whole life, which definitely now is more part of my life. When I first started, I didn't have that balance. I was it wasn't all or nothing. I was just very all with fitness. And I, now I very much am preaching more that balance side of things, and how, living a busy life myself now is a really great example, because I still have the fitness side as part of that, but knowing that I can do, have a social life, have a, very busy business at the end of the day, but still have time for all those things. But yeah, back in high school, I was really, really passionate about the health and fitness side of things. And in high school, it was like, I don't really know what I want to do with my career in my life, but I definitely knew I wanted to be in the health and fitness space. And I didn't really know what that would look like. And I knew I wanted to do personal training from quite a young age. And a lot of people would say, like, are you sure you want to mesh your own hobbies and interests with your career? And ever since then, I've never doubted that, which is a really exciting thing. And, even being a PT on the floor all day, training, eating, working there, I never felt like it was an issue. Like I've always just loved it. And it's blossomed into a lot today.
Yeah, I feel like that's weird that people were like, oh, do you want to do your hobby and your work? But like, I thought it was the age-old thing of like, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly,
like, Yeah, so does it almost feel like, oh my God, I actually get to do what I love every day?
Exactly. That's definitely how I like to look at it. And I know a lot of people, that's why PT does have quite high fail rates, because people are like, oh, I don't want to do this as a career. It is just a hobby at the end of the day. But I've never felt like that, which is really exciting. But yeah, even going back to high school and uni, I did look at the dietetic side of things, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to put all my eggs in that basket and go straight down the nutrition route. So I did actually study business at uni, which was ironic now, because looking back, everyone after uni was going to their corporate jobs, and I was there doing my PT thing. And I never really thought I would use the business side of things. But at the end of the day, running a PT business is a business in itself. But I thought it was like, for me, going to uni was more of that safety blanket of like, at least I have a business degree at the end of the day. And even if PT, say, didn't work out in the end, I knew that I could use that business degree in another area. But I always knew whatever that business side would have taken me, it would still be in the fitness industry, whether it was working for a fitness brand, starting my own, or going more into the nutrition space. I knew that's always where my future was, which is like really exciting. And then coming out of high school, I worked in the gym. I was more of wasn't a manager. We didn't have a manager. So it was just like everything: sales, reception, gym floor. And then from that, I went straight into the PT space and never looked back.
Amazing.
How long were you face-to-face for?
Oh, 20 would have been, it was meant to be during COVID, but then obviously that all got shut down. So straight after that till just 3 months ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that, I should know, that transition was a really hard one for me, because I love PT. I love personal training. I love what the face-to-face aspect brings and how I can help a lot of people through that. And just the connections I made from that are like forever cherish. So
did you slowly transition out of like face to face into online, or did you kind of just like stop face to face? Like
it was a really slow transition, and that's why hat goes off to any business owners who jump from like their online, or I should say their full-time job, straight into online, where they do just pull the plug. But being face-to-face PT on the floor, your hours are flexible. You can choose your own hours at the end of the day. So for me, it was a real gradual transition. It was still a hard one as well, where, you're met like full online capacity, but you don't want to reduce PT hours. And it's just like, you just end up working nonstop, which, I still, looking back, I'm like, I don't know how I did that, but it was a good time.
Do you miss the face-to-face days?
Absolutely. I do. And I still keep in contact with all my clients. Like for me, I even remember I was so scared to tell so many clients that I was leaving the floor, to the point where I put it off for so long. I'd be like, okay, this week I'm going to tell them. And then I couldn't do it.
You just don't want to break their hearts.
Yeah. So many conversations I was like, you need to get off the floor.
Yeah. There were a few tears. There were a few like sad goodbyes as well. But that's why it was a gradual transition, where I was almost in a way forced to drop days down, because I just couldn't, make every single time. And I did put a lot into face-to-face as well when I even started out. Like I was doing 7 days on the floor, like I was busy. And I think that was definitely, even when I reached out to you guys, it was that really hard period where I don't have time to put into online because I'm so busy on the floor, but then I can't just like have that time taken away. I can't just like turn down clients, and it is a tough time. Yeah, it really is.
Do you think it's because it's like scary to drop that to build something else, like that you like couldn't let go because you were so scared?
Yeah, I think it's hard because it's like that's your full-time job in a way, and you're trying to build another role that, or another, you know, career that does require a full-time hours put into that as well, and can be a big investment as well when you don't have always the confidence where you can see where that'll go as well. So it is, you know, I'm definitely learnt to take risks along the way, and I think even just reaching out to you guys is a massive one where it's like, no, this isn't just a side hustle now. Like, this is something that I do want to take really seriously, and that I do see that I have a space for and a passion to pursue as well.
Yeah.
And now that you're a really good case of like, like the journey that you've been through is really good on like there's difficult challenges in everything that you do. So you went from the challenge of going to the floor into online, and now you're in the online space. You've been dealing with the challenges of what route do I take in the online space? Like, what can I do? Like, yeah. So like basically with your business, you've got a lot of eyes on you now because you've got a lot of followers, right? And there's been a lot of, let's talk about the quality of customers that come through recipes and large following. So I feel like it might have been a bit of a shock factor for you, because I think in the industry, everyone looks to grow their page. But what's the lesson that you've learned around quality of customers versus follower growth?
Yeah, totally. And it is an interesting topic because I guess when you're even, say, building a business, like you want to have an idea of what your target audience is, what your target market is, and then more even posting content to really like attract those sort of people. And when it is recipes, you get everyone, like everyone all over the world, all ages, male, female. So even though it's like you've got a big following, they won't always, you know, equate to leads or clients, which is totally okay at the end of the day. And it's still like, you know, you're putting out content there to help and inspire people. And
Yeah, and I think with that now, you know, there's definitely been some conversations around, okay, do I go down the recipe route and do I make that my full-time job, or do I stay to my roots and do coaching?
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of back and forth really trying to decide, because now you're in a different position where you have all these opportunities and you're like, oh shit, because recipe followers aren't your ideal customers in premium space, but your premium followers aren't your recipe customers. So it's just been this constant battle for you.
Yeah, it isn't.
Have you found the battle of face-to-face to online or harder, or the recipe and premium coaching side of it harder?
Oh, well, I mean, if we go back to even what I do, I think when you wear many hats as a recipe developer, a nutritionist, a personal trainer, an online coach, it is like I do a lot, which means a lot of my time is delegated in different spaces. But yeah, definitely it can be hard to, I guess, show people online what I actually do and how I can help people and still do. And I think from that as well, that's why I really developed the recipe page. So it's like I've got my personal page, which is very much coaching. There's still recipes on there because obviously I still, you know, want to share that. But then having a separate space for the recipe page is really nice. So I guess those customers can still be like, cool, here's the separation from like me, my business, and then having that recipe page, but still integrating them quite nicely as well.
Do you think it's really important to have separation of parts of like your business and who you are, so like people have a clear understanding of like what is what?
Yeah,
instead of like
definitely
everything
think
all
so.
in one.
Yeah, and I think it is always hard because I know you talk about like not having too many offers, but when it is like, you know, but this person wants this from me and I want to do this and I actually like doing that. And it is a challenging thing. And I find just striking that balance has taken a bit of time as well, and just to, you know, analyze what people want. And when I do even like talk to my audience, like they do want to see recipes at the end of the day as well. And I like doing recipes. I think they're fun. So I definitely want to have that as a part of like what I do as well within the business too.
I'm curious to, let's talk about recipe creation. How do you come up with recipes? How?
Funny you say that. Literally the other night, it was like, I was just like trying to sleep and I just like thought of an idea and I look at my, like I had to write it down and it was like 1 a.m. Like sometimes they'll literally just like pop into my head when I'm trying to sleep, but definitely taking inspiration from things that I see online, like 100%. Or if it is, you know, you see something that's trending at the moment, how can I put my own spin on that? or if it is just taking, you know, everyone's everyday favorite recipe, but making it that little bit more macro friendly, because being both a nutritionist and someone who, you know, encourages people to learn a lot more about nutrition, how they're feeling their body, how to fuel their body for their goals, ensuring that it is suited to that as well. Like even, for example, recently, like doing a vodka pasta, like instead of packing it with a bunch of cream, I made it more cottage cheese that no one can get at the moment. But yeah, I think that's a massive one as well, like taking people's favorite recipes, but making them more macro friendly. And at the end of the day, like, because I am very busy, I don't have time to put into, you know, hours of making recipes. And I'm someone who also won't sift my flour and mix my wet and dry ingredients separately. Like, I am very much just like, every day I want to, share more healthy recipes with people, but make sure that it's still easy at the end of the day and still have a little bit of a unique spin with them too.
You've got a flair for recipe creation, but you've also got a flair for content creation.
Yeah.
Did you learn it, or are you just like, I just know it? It's just a skill that I have.
I want to say it's just a skill. Like, I remember when I first started my page, when it comes to even like talking to a camera, for example, I find that it can be a scary thing. And like, when I feel like the main thing that holds people back is, you know, what are people going to think of me, or what if I get judgment on this, or what if people laugh at me? And I mean, I thankfully have never really gotten that. Well, if I do, I don't care at the end of the day. But it's like, well, what's the worst that could happen? And if judgment is the worst thing that could get in the way of me actually helping people and teaching people and educating people, then it's just a no-brainer for me to do that anyway. And I don't see it as a scary thing. I don't get nervous doing it. At the end of the day, it is just very autonomous to me, and it just comes naturally. But I wouldn't say that I was, you know, born with it. I think it's something that you definitely develop. And going back to early videos, you can definitely see that I was a lot more shy, a lot more quiet. But I think it just comes with, practice, experience. But even things like editing reels, that used to take me so long to do. And I definitely am a lot quicker with voiceovers, with just getting content out a lot quicker as well. So I think just the more that you do it, the more efficient that you will get at it.
It's not surprising to me that you're good at content now that I know you had a recipe page when you were like 14 years old.
It's so funny because it's like, I wish I could post a lot of them, but it's like iPhone 10 or something so old. They're all like in the dark and they're just not good photos.
Were you part of like that? Remember when Ashy Bynes launched like a organic recipe?
Like there was like raw.
Yes.
Yeah,
were you part of that?
Follow her.
Yeah.
No.
Did you like get the cookie dough balls or anything like that?
I don't think I ever bought them, but like I was making a lot of like those like healthy treats. It's funny because I followed a lot of nutritionists who were very much like, you know, eating zucchini noodles and having their seeds. That definitely is like what I thought health was as well. So I would make a lot of those recipes, like, you know, making your own like pumpkin bread and making your own like paleo bread. Like I was very into it. I think that's definitely what sparked me as the, you know, the nutritionist that I am today, of someone who has that balance of 80-20 and teaching people that you can still enjoy sugar and chocolate. And when I used to look up to those nutritionists who were very whole foods based, which at the end of the day, it's like nothing wrong with that. But I definitely wanted to have more balance with my life and relate to more people as well who struggle to even eat a little bit healthier sometimes there too.
Yeah.
How much have you seen? So because you were content creating like quite a few years ago, how much have you seen Instagram like evolve from like the type of posts that you used to make to like the type of posts that you make now?
It's crazy because reels never used to be a thing. Like if we go right back, like it was, videos were being done, but they were just like done as posts. So it was a lot more, carousels weren't even around back then.
No. It was like IGTV if you wanted to post a video.
Yeah.
YouTube days.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely where I started. Like I'd watch a lot of like fitness people on YouTube and then I probably found them through Instagram when that became a thing. But I only ever started my Mazzfit account 2021, and that was when I was like starting PT. So it was, you know, back then, like if I even go back to my old content, I'm like, yeah, I still stand by what I do and what I say in terms of like delivering education, and still doing a lot of like recipe content back then as well, teaching people about fitness. And that, even just sharing my own journey all those years back, even though even then, like I had no evidence that it would ever go anywhere. I was talking to no one a lot of the time, but I still did it. And you know, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success, they do say, so just keep at it always.
I want to talk about the opportunities that you've had from creating recipes and showing up online, Because I feel like there's been lots of things handed your way that you're like, wow, like I didn't know this existed. Like, do you want to talk about some of them areas?
Like brands and things
Yeah,
like
like
that?
brands reaching
Yeah.
out to you, the ability to work with different people. Like, did you ever think that was possible?
No, it's so crazy. And it's like the brands that I've used for years, like even when they follow me on Instagram, I'm like, oh, like Uncle Toby's follows me. Like,
That's such a random flex. Like, I love that.
yeah, or like YoPro as well. I'm like, that is just so awesome to me. And to be honest, I don't do a lot of paid content, like especially like this year I haven't, but I'll show brands that I believe in. Like that is always something that I will always value. And I do get a lot of brands reach out and I'm just like, I would never use that product. Like, no, thank
Have
you.
you tried the FroPro fried chicken?
Yes.
Is it good?
Yes.
Is it good?
Wait,
The FroPro fried chicken, it's like brand new. They've just done like a marketing campaign on it.
ooh, I've tried. So FroPro, yeah, like do reach out and it's just more like share the content for like the free product.
Right.
But no, I use FroPro a lot. I was like, it's not new though, but I've had it.
Oh.
Like, I know they recently brought out pies and they look
I know, I
really-
haven't tried them yet. Although I can't get my hands on the cheesecake.
Oh.
The cheesecake.
They've got like a protein cheesecake. They've got like a Biscoff. Like a,
They've brought out so much stuff lately. They're
I
killing
know.
it.
Do you want to explain how like a brand deal works? Like if you don't get paid for them, what's the exchange?
A lot of the time it's just products.
Mhm.
Like they'll send you a product, maybe like a PR package, and it's just like a, hey, like do you want to try it out, create some content? Maybe sometimes that is the exchange. Like I do a lot with Mingle. I love Mingle, and it's, you know, it's very clever on their behalf because I have all of these spices now. Of course I'm going to use them. Like I love the brand as well.
Mhm.
And I find they feature in all my videos. And then I do notice that people will ask like, where do you, like, is this from Woolies? Or like, where'd you get this from? I use their bagel seasoning on everything. Like absolutely everything I do. So yeah, but in terms of the, I guess like brand deals, sometimes I'll ask like, what are your rates for a post or a reel, whatever it may be, or some even like UCG content. I know it's been a massive thing at the moment. So user generated content where you generate a video for them, but they will post it on their page and use that for ads. And I've seen a massive push for that recently too.
Was it really hard to work out like how to price that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I did ask around. I did ask a few other creators like, hey, like what do you base your rates on? It is on followers at the end of the day, but a lot of the time it's just like negotiating with the brands. Like if it is a small business, they're like, hey, we don't have a budget past this, but would you be happy with this? And it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, like if I believe in the product, I think that's always fine to do.
I think it's really great that you say that people reach out to you and you're like, I would never actually use this product, so no, and you actually turn it down. Do you think it's a really easily visible thing when people just say yes to anything? And
I think so.
it's
Yeah.
like
I mean,
inauthentic?
I think ads generally, like as soon as you see like paid posts, it is always a bit of a like, oh, do you actually use it? But I think that's why, yeah, being really like authentic with brands that you usually use, or I think it's always nice when I work with brands that I've used forever as well. Like people wouldn't even know that they even sent me those products. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You go. No.
So you've had a lot of opportunities in the recipe space. I want to talk about your TikTok presence as well, because Instagram, as we know, is blown up, but TikTok has just gone crazy.
Yeah, I think that.
Do you find that there's a lot more power on TikTok than there is Instagram?
Ooh, no, honestly,
No?
TikTok's weird. Like the way that it works, like even though I have 66,000 followers on TikTok, I think some things like will reach no one. So it is a matter of the thing that I've learned is content will do well if it's like good content. Like I don't think it's luck. I think it really just is, you know, if it's worth people sharing and talking about, then it will be pushed out to more people, because I find what will do well on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok will like they'll do well across the board, and things that don't do well won't do well on any of those pages. So I think TikTok can be very hit or miss, and I think you reach anyone on TikTok, not just like your followers. But yeah, I think it's easier to probably blow up on TikTok with the way the algorithm works. I want to say I know how it works, but it's I feel like it's always different.
Do you get a lot of customers from TikTok, or is it more Instagram?
When I say like get an application form come through, like a lot of the time people will say TikTok, but they'll also follow me on Instagram because I feel like I talk to my audience more through like Instagram stories, doing question boxes, whereas the content itself is a lot more still educational, but, you know, a lot more recipes. But I feel like I connect to more people through Instagram stories. And I don't know, I feel like Instagram is definitely where I'd say I'd still reach more people.
You've told me before you think your stories are kind of what sells your business. What is it about your stories?
I don't know. I think it's how the ability to story tell a lot more as opposed to, you know, just here's a recipe, get to know you a lot better, because, you know, building trust with your audience is a really important thing, as you guys would know as well. So I think being able to, even when I open up things like question boxes, like, you know, people will ask questions around, you know, their own goals. So it's like you're still able to help a lot more people individually through that. And I do like to share a lot of like client testimonials on there as well, client recipes, client food. And I feel like it's just, I need to chill on the story sometimes. Like I'm always just like posting, talking to the camera, but I do like really love to connect to people on there as well.
How important do you think it is to have like a face to the brand, like, or behind the brand for people?
I think it is really important because as much as, you know, people want, I guess it depends on what the business is. Like if it's about, you know, people really wanting a result, then they'll still be drawn to your, say, transformations. But at the end of the day, people want to, you know, connect with someone as well. They want to be able to trust you. And if they're buying into something, it's like, well, you're a stranger at the end of the day. Like I want to be able to know you a little bit better. And, you know, people, I like to think that I'm just like your everyday gal as well. Like like to think I'm quite down to earth and I can connect and relate to a lot of people, and I'm not special at the end of the day. So I think that relatability aspect really does help as well.
You're quite young and you've got really good business success for your age. Is it hard to navigate at a young age, do you think? Like, do you find struggles being a young business owner?
I do think sometimes like, oh, people won't take me as serious because I don't have as many, say, years in the industry, but I don't feel like that's impacted my ability to coach, to be a good coach. And at the end of the day, I love what I do. I back what I do and I believe I'm really good at it.
Because you're 23, hey? Like when I was 23, I was bloody, I don't know what I was doing.
Gotcha.
I was off doing random stuff.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have like, and I know everyone's story is really different, but like with like groups of friends and things like that, like do you feel like a bit of an odd one out with doing what you're doing, or?
I guess a little bit. Yeah. Like I definitely say I'm more mature for my age and am way past the party scene and all that. Like that does not interest me. Like I really just am involved in the business world. I think social life definitely has been impacted a lot, but my friends are very understanding. Like they know that I'm busy. They know that sometimes I'm not always the most responsive to messages. I've actually got one friend as a client and she'll message me on Everfit because she knows that I'll respond to her like straight away, whereas I like won't respond to text messages. So any friends, if you want me to respond, just be my client.
Pay me for my time.
Like I will like respond on there all the time, but I definitely am more like mute on my socials and things like that. I do have a private Instagram that I just don't really use, so I miss a lot of messages on there. But yeah, that is a really interesting thing. And you know, like I said, coming out of university, everyone going into more corporate jobs, like, you know, you're seeing them evolve in that way. And to be running a business, it is pretty cool. Like it does come with a lot of responsibility, which I really do take ownership of. And I've really like grown into it. Yeah.
I think that's one of the best qualities of you is you literally take responsibility for everything. Like anything goes wrong in your business, you're like, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Even if it's not your fault, you're like, oh, it's my fault.
Yeah. And I know I can be harsh on myself sometimes, but one thing, and, you know, I'm happy to talk about as well, like I find really interesting is the correlation between fitness and business is very similar.
Oh,
all the time.
Yeah.
The
Like,
analogies.
it is honestly
Yeah.
the exact same formula.
Yeah. And that's, I think, attributed to a lot of my success as well. It's like, I know that I am so, you know, tunnel vision with my fitness goals, and I know the exact formula to success. And the way that I even deliver workshops with my clients, I'll always say, like, you know, I do a lot of mindset work, and I'm very much talking about achieving fitness goals, physique goals, all those things. But I'll always say, like, what I teach you will apply to every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And I find it's almost like a bit of affirmations for myself when I'm always saying these same things on check-in calls, and it's like taking that own advice for myself. And I always believe how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I'm, you know, like I said, my own history with my own fitness journey, like that is something that I know I can do. I will achieve it as well. And I find even, personal trainers, you have to be some type of person. Like you have drive, you have ambition, you have an idea of what success is for you. And I think that's why even a lot of like business, or I should say fitness coaches turn into business coaches, and why people really fall into that business space. But I was someone who never thought I'd be running my own business. I've always been like very good at work and I've always been like a really good employee, and I'll almost like a puppy dog, like tell me what to do, I'll do it, I'll get it done. I'll get it done on time. So I'm very like efficient in that aspect. But I always was someone who just liked to be told what to do, and did a really good job at it. So to be where I am is somewhere I never thought I would be, running my own business. But I've learned to love it. And I think because I am so passionate about what I do, it just sells itself in a way. Like I don't ever feel like because I just believe I back what I do so much as well. I just feel like it.
You just believe in everything you say or do. So that's why it comes across authentically yourself, and that's why it does well.
Yeah.
Do you ever struggle with imposter syndrome?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's something that I, sorry, I was like,
You're right. Like, because you back yourself like forever. Like you're so like, my God, now I can't talk. Like you truly believe in everything that you do so much.
Yeah.
I'm curious how often imposter syndrome might hit you.
I think for me, the minute that I start looking at what other people are doing, and this goes for everything, like anyone in life, like the comparison of like, oh, but they're doing this, but they're doing that. And for me, it's just like unfollow coaches, or, I don't want to always see what other people are doing. And, it is a very saturated industry as well. But I do find that I really like to stay in my own lane, not like to get clouded by what other people are doing. And even when I get clients on board, like one of the questions in my onboarding form is, what have you done in the past? What programs have you done? Other coaches? I don't recognize half or more than like these coaches people have worked with, these programs. So there is, always space for everyone in the industry, but I just really like to stand by what I believe, how I deliver it, and know at the end of the day, like it will.
Like they'll get the most out of the program if they do it.
Yeah. And I like to call my coaching like the final destination, because I'll always even look at what clients have done in the past. Okay, that hasn't worked out for you. How can we make your experience different? Or for example, if people have done a lot of challenges in the past, I will never use the word challenge, which is something that we've spoken about and that I'll talk about as well, because for me, it's like, I know it depends on, what the challenge is and everything like that. But just the word challenge itself, it's associated with like, we're only doing this for 8 weeks, 12 weeks, but I'm all about the long-term game of like, let's say you do an 8-week challenge, what happens week 9? And I will never let anyone fall into that position where they don't know what to do. And that's why I the word challenge, it's like, to me, challenge is associated with something that is hard, that is challenging, that is pain and suffering. So I never want anyone to have that experience, but to, have an experience that is really positive, they can achieve what they want and transform beyond physical as well, as a massive part of what
so you're kind of saying like, instead of health and fitness and education around it being hard, you want it to be taken away from that and seen as like, once you have that and the help behind you, it's not as hard as like a challenge.
Yeah, exactly. And I know a lot of people have tried a lot of things, and the more that they try and quote unquote fail, the more evidence they feel like they're building that they can't achieve the result they're after. So I really do want to go a lot inwards and deeper with clients, and it is just an awesome experience. That's why I call coaching very much a transformation, not just what you'll learn, and it is way beyond just health and fitness, but really going deep to transform internally. And a lot of the feedback I get is, I feel so good. Why would I ever go back to old habits? Why would I ever, go back to previous me? And that is what transforming is at the end of the day, like having this lifestyle forever.
Yeah, I love that.
You talk a lot about mindset.
Yeah.
And I'm with you there, girlfriend. With how quickly your business has grown, because it's no lie, it has grown quickly in 12 months. What are some of the mindset challenges you've gone through achieving that next level?
I think it is a scary thing where it's like, okay, I'm at this place. What's next in a way? But I'm at a place now where it's like, I'm really happy and I'm proud of what I've built. I just want to take 24 hours ahead of time, which is exactly what I teach my clients as well. I'm like, I don't want you to focus on 12 weeks or next week. Just like, what can you do today to show up as the best version of yourself and to still move forward and just to take one day at a time. So I know I can get in my head about like, oh, what about, you know, in a month's time, or like, when am I doing this? When am I launching this? But just to, take every day as it comes and to always move myself forward every single day and still obviously have objectives that I want to work towards, because that is success at the end of the day, like setting those objectives and going out to achieve them. Honestly,
one day
it's
at a time.
Crazy. Yeah.
I actually heard this analogy in a book once, and it was like, instead of like when people are going through a hard time or they've made a mistake one day and then it just like barrels into the next day or the next choice or anything like that, he explained it as a relay race. So every day you're passing the baton to the next person for that day. So each person is running their own race. So like you have a bad day, you trip at the start or whatever it is, you hand that baton over to either like the next hour or the next day. And then it's like you get to restart your whole new race again. And I feel like that's really similar.
I like that. Yeah. And I'm massive on like failure isn't an option. And exactly what I teach my clients as well. Like if you have any of those limiting beliefs, those doubts, then they'll become reality. Whereas if you believe you can, you believe you're capable. And at the end of the day, success is just feeling like you are capable. Like that is one of the core beliefs that we all want, and the core values that we all have is to just, I want to be capable at, you know, whatever it is, whatever goal we're working towards there as well. And, I could go on so much about mindset.
I was going to ask, like, have you invested in mindset coaches or courses or anything like that in your journey?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is a really awesome point to bring up as well. In this industry, you're forever a student. And I think that I can definitely attribute to a lot of my success with that is because I'm always evolving. I'm always looking at learning, educating myself even more, investing into coaches. And to me, it is just a no-brainer. And if I'm also wanting my clients to invest into a coach or just my audience to invest into their own health and fitness, I need to do that as well. So not only is that through business coaches, but I do have my own coach at the moment who, as you know, has helped me so much with my mindset. And he also says, like, if you're even wanting a physique transformation, that's going to go way deeper than just, you know, what you put in your body and how you train. It really is the mindset side of things, which has really transformed my life. Like the way that I think, the way that I action, knowing that your beliefs are based on your thoughts and you're only ever going to action based on what you actually think and feel inside as well. So I think definitely investing into myself is something that I'll always continue to do. And any advice for coaches as well. It's like, it is something that I truly believe you need to do. You need to do continuously if you do want to grow, move forward, and just be a really good coach at the end of the day as well. It's like, who do you look up to in the industry? Go work with them. That's why I have worked with, you know, a few coaches throughout my own journey, and for different reasons, whether it was more strength specific goals, whether it was more body composition, even nutrition as well, mindset. I feel like I've always picked up different things from different coaches, which has, you know, made me the coach I am today as well.
I really, truly believe that the reason why you have consistency in your business is you truly believe in everything that you do, and it comes through your energy.
People say that as well when they're like on calls. They're like, I don't shut up. I'm just like so passionate about it. People like, I really love that about you. It's like, you're so passionate. And that's why for me, it's like, I never feel like I have to sell my business, because it's like, no, you need this. Like, I want to show you how. And, you know, when you hop on calls with people and they just are at a place where they don't feel great in themselves and they don't know what to do, I don't want anyone to feel that way. And that's why with the coaching service I offer, it is very premium. I pour so much into it and I spend hours in the business, but I wouldn't want to change that, because for me as well, it's like, that's the support that I wish I had when I first started as like a little vulnerable teenage girl of like, I want someone to hold my hand sometimes as well. And I want to have that support, and, you know, I want to be as active as I can in there and respond as quick as I can to messages. And that's why I also introduce monthly calls as well, because it is a bit of a catch up, a chat. I want you to feel good. And one of the, you know, the people always feel overwhelmed in their journey as well, which is why coaching is a powerful thing. And the antidote to overwhelm is clarity and having confidence and having someone that actually believes in you if you can't always believe in yourself. So I'm always like my client's biggest cheerleader as well. And I really believe and back what I do, and not just because I've achieved my own result and my own mindset and physique transformation through that, but obviously I've got the testimonials to show for it and the feedback that I get from clients as well. And for me, it's always like, that will always be the thing that makes me want to continue as well and expand the business.
I feel like when coaches genuinely care, it shows so much.
Yeah.
It's like seeping out of you.
Yeah. I feel like when you're
sweating.
I feel like, yeah, when you said like, oh, like you're so passionate, you're like, I am passionate. I'm going to tell you why. Like, and you just
stand up.
You like talk faster when you're passionate too.
Yeah, I do. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I'm like, take a breath. Like even after this week, I've done so much talking and just so many Loom videos. I'm like,
What is one of the biggest, like, what is some of the lessons you're learning currently in business in the stage that you're in?
ooh, let me think about this one. Definitely to always celebrate where you are. Like it's so easy to, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? And even like when my followers started growing, it's like, okay, cool. I gotta like keep posting more content. It's like, no, like this is cool. Sit with it. Like, you know, look at what you've got. Like I definitely practicing gratitude is one thing that has been a really powerful thing for me because it just makes me feel really present, good in myself. And if I'm feeling good, I'm always going to show up as my best version of myself. Yep. And definitely, you know, I think I've heard you say this, Kira, on a podcast of like, we're just on a floating rock at the end of the day. We're on a floating rock. I do say that. Yeah. It's like whenever you are feeling overwhelmed, it's like, it's not that deep. There's always going to be, and I'm massive on like whatever obstacle you're facing, there will always be a solution. And if you don't know what that solution is, go get help. Like there will always be
someone who's been through it or someone who can help, or like you're not on your own.
I feel like the reason why you are like that is because you have people in your corner too. Like you
absolutely
you invest in services, so if something does go wrong, you can put out the fire easily.
Yeah, and it's like I believe where you spend your time and your money is, you know, what you value and where you want to put that. Like for me, it's like if I go to Cooker, it's like, oh my God, that dress is $200. Like that's crazy, but I will drop thousands on business coaching and like and my own coaching. That's like that's not like a second thought for me to do because I really value that and I know it benefits me at the end of the day. So I'll always continue to do that as well.
Love that.
I feel like you are really big on like your community and like all of everybody that you have in like no matter what service they're in, it's kind of like all combined. How important do you think it is to like nurture your community and like have them all together?
Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't until Ash brought this up of like, you do a lot of community work. I was like, I guess I do. Like for me, it's just like a no-brainer. It's something that I really do value. And it's something I did back in PT days of having all my clients in one Facebook group. And I love the community that I've built within my coaching business as well of like people will always share their meal preps, their wins. They'll ask questions. And I'm always saying like, put everything you want in there. Like it is just nice to know like, yes, you're working closely with myself, but you're not alone in your journey as well. And I've noticed that, you know, people will connect with each other on Instagram. And I think that's really cool. And just having people answer questions. And, you know, I'll always be, like I said, the biggest cheerleader for all my clients, like responding to everything, but just to always see like, oh, people have actually responded to their questions and how, you know, what maybe meals they like to make or whatever. And, recently even starting like a Facebook group as well. Like that's been an awesome thing to connect more people. And when people are undergoing their own fitness journey and, you know, maybe they don't have the community outside of that to celebrate. Like I said, when I first started out in the gym in high school, no one else was doing it. I had no one to celebrate my PBs with or like, here's my meal prep. I didn't remember like going to school and people would always be like, oh, like look at your lunches. Like I was back in meal prepping like back in the day as well. But just to have a space where it's like people can appreciate that as well is really, really nice.
I think it's so sorry.
Sure.
I think it's so important, especially like Kira and I are a little bit older. Being a female at the age that you're at, it's incredibly lonely because you're kind of going through the transformation of losing all your school friends and like stepping into your adult life.
That's
and I think the community you're providing for your audience is so important, and it's something that a lot of females crave at that stage. So it's doing a lot more benefit than just nutrition and training.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even transitioning out of face-to-face coaching, like being on the gym floor, and I'm really close with a lot of the PTs that I worked with as well. And, you know, I still obviously catch up with them, but even transitioning from PT, seeing people all the time to online, that's definitely why I value even doing face-to-face calls with my clients because, you know, I do encourage Zoom as well. So we can actually have that aspect as well and build that relationship just like how I did with my clients on the floor as well. So I find that is a really, really special thing, and doing live workshops as well. And even in the programs that I run, like everyone still has a high access to me because I want to give that next level service. I never want anyone to have a question that they don't know how to, you know, answer or find the answer to. So I'm still always wanting to give the best service I can to everyone that comes through. And yeah, through community building, it definitely has been a massive part of Mazzfit and a massive value that I have within the business.
Yeah. Did you ever go through a period of like any loneliness yourself from going from like in person to online? Like, did you ever get stuck at like being at home on your computer and then all of a sudden where you're like, oh my God, I don't leave the house, I don't see anyone?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
Does that make me sound like such an introvert? I mean, I am, but I think because I still, I'm close with my family, I still see friends all the time. But I think because I'm so busy from like morning to night, I don't question it. Like there's always something there. Like I don't get bored as such. Like there's always something going on. So honestly, no.
That's but you work a lot at the moment. Like
yeah. No, I do
a lot.
Yeah, it's so funny because they talk about like, the freedom that comes with being a business owner. It's like, no. But at the same time, it's like I'm here like midday on a Thursday. I will be working to 10 p.m. tonight now.
I'm on a call on Monday and you're like, oh, I literally work 9 to 9, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
It's because when I like structure my week, it's like Monday, Tuesdays typically, check-in days, that's very busy as well. Falls into Wednesday sometimes. I'll do calls. I do a lot of like client work, feedback, technique. Like that is always coming throughout the week as well. Fridays is new training programs, new meal plans, new client onboardings. And then Saturday I like to bulk film a lot of the time. And Sundays are always busy because it's like meal prep day. Got to upload all those recipes, got to like get back to clients and messages and things like that. So there's always, it never stops. It doesn't. But I love it. Like I don't question it and I don't ever think poor me because it's a choice at the end of the day. Like I want to work and I'm passionate about it as well, so it's like that's where I value my time and I do want to always deliver as much as I can through that.
What would you say to people who are like, oh, I want to be an online coach because I can go work from anywhere with my laptop and live like a more they probably see it as like a flexible life? Would you say like don't be prepared for it to be that flexible?
I mean, I guess it depends how much time you want to put in the business. And I'm a massive believer in, success is, defining the goal. And you need to put a lot of time and effort into that and have high urgency and high priority with that. And if you're spreading yourself quite thin with other things, if you put max effort into your business, say like 3 times more effort, you'll get 3 times more out of it as well. So I think it's definitely possible to have more flexibility with it. But I don't know, for me, it's like a duty of like, this is a business. I want to treat it like a full-time job, which I definitely do. But I know coaches still do that. And I mean, go you at the end of the day. But I'm a massive believer in, always putting in as much time and effort as I can as a place of care as well. And, wanting to give everyone the best service and just to follow through with everything that I do on there.
Do you have an entrepreneurial family?
No.
I'm trying to figure out where you get it from because like
my dad is. My dad's very much in like the finance world.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's funny you say that because I never consider myself like an entrepreneur or someone that
I think it's more your ethic is just out of this world. Like your work ethic is unreal.
Yeah, and I think it does come down to having a passion. Like at uni, like I was very studious in school. Like I did very well, which also left me a lot of opportunity of like, oh, what do I want to do? Like, but then I didn't love uni. So I find that I didn't put as much like time into that. And, I was very much around like, just get it in, get it done. But I definitely noticed that I work really hard because it is a big passion, but it's just like, like a no-brainer. Like for me, it's never a chore. It's never motivation. It's never discipline either. For me, it's just like, like this is what I do and this is what I enjoy doing. But I think it is just like the habit that comes with it. It's just like I wake up, I work, like
Is there a part of it that you hate, like don't like?
Oh, I guess the I don't switch off is hard. Like even when I'm like out with friends and I can see messages coming through, it's like I just want to respond to them. Like there's no switch off to that. Weekends is like, I guess I could switch off if I really wanted to, but I do feel like there is the duty that I still want to be online, be present, and probably just the switch off is something that I haven't quite mastered yet as well.
Oh, it's hard, hey.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever really master it as a business owner.
I don't think you ever
way.
do. It's kind of like how people have mum guilt. You have like business guilt.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's so true. Yeah.
It's like, you know, in uni you have like assignment guilt and you're like, I finally got rid of it. And then you start a business, you're like,
Yeah.
I can't get rid of
Yeah.
it. Final question. We ask this question for everyone that comes on the podcast. Whereabouts are you currently making moves in your life? It doesn't need to be business, but it can be.
Ooh. Let me think about this. I don't know. I feel like I'm just plodding along, doing my thing.
Like, is there anything that you set like a goal out for this year? It could be like personal, business, anything that you're like working towards at the moment.
Oh, I think I really want to continue more recipes as well, like building that page up as well as obviously coaching. I think just building the business, reaching more women. And I always say, like, I love what I do. I know that it works. I know it is where more women need to end up as well. So I think just reaching more people and being able to help more people is a massive thing. Launching the Transform program has been a massive thing as well, because it's like, I obviously have a capacity with one-to-one coaching, but I don't just want to offer something generic when I do really believe like following a plan designed for you, not someone else. I think that program's a very great middle ground. I've got awesome feedback with that. So I think just having more women hop into that as well, being able to teach them, you know, the method, everything that I do and learn, and just step into a new lifestyle. So I'm definitely looking forward to building that as well. I do get a lot of, awesome feedback from the ladies that come in. And I love the way that I operate it, set it out, lay it out, because at the end of the day, like fitness, nutrition, it's very confusing. There's a lot of information out there. So I like how I definitely do a more gradual step-by-step. This is what you do week to week. Here's the, the customer journey with that. And I'm looking forward to doing more of that.
Amazing. Love that so much. And so for everybody listening, give yourself a cheeky plug. Where can everybody find you?
On Instagram, Mazzfit, MAZZFIT, TikTok, Mazzfit, FITT, and website, mazzfitmovement.com. I should know that off by heart.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was so fun having you.
No, thank you for having me.
Did you have a good time?
I did. Yeah.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. We will be in your ears next week. Thank you. Bye.